So I'm gonna probably keep the music in the background, just maybe put it a little lower, but there's gonna be like some background before I actually get to the beta version myself. But basically, let's see. I think everything should be ready for the scene. Yes, it is. So, episode 33, Counter-Strike 1999 to 2000. Yep, I needed to make sure the years are also right, because it was obviously a mod just before Valve bought the rights to the mod from Min Lee and Just Cliff, but here is pretty much the background story of it. Counter-Strike was in the beta stages from June 19th, 1999 until November 8th, 2000, when Counter-Strike 1.0 was released and when Valve got the rights to it. When development originally started on Counter-Strike, it was a mod for Half-Life developed primarily by Min Lee with the assistance of Just Cliff. They formed the core of the original Counter-Strike team, though other people were also brought in to provide textures and maps for the game. And this was a very popular part for the mod itself, even more popular than the main game itself, Half-Life. I mean, there have been many custom maps for Half-Life's multiplayer, even, well, of course, Half-Life, the single player, but there were even more for Counter-Strike, to say the least. But yeah, Valve Software became involved during the development of Beta 5.0, yeah. It was basically, I think, before they bought the rights to the game and made it a retail release in 1.0. During this stage, many concepts were still being refined and new weapons and maps were also added periodically. When compared to the retail game, these beta versions were tremendously different in terms of environments, graphics, and even gameplay. Many different maps that were included were ultimately discarded. Despite the fact that Valve has shut down all the One servers as of July 31st, 2004, these betas are still accessible and some even have their own running servers. Damn. But basically the development stage is interesting. Humble Beginnings, I like that title right there. Min Lee has previously involved with developing mods in the form of Navy SEALs for Quake and Action Quake 2. And Action Quake 2 was like basically the first time I saw it, it was like Counter-Strike, but it was long before Counter-Strike even existed. And Min Lee was part in development for that mod. And that's very interesting, because he got some of the assets from the Quake 2 engine, the Quake 2 mod, Action Quake 2, to his own independent mod. But yeah, it actually reads here. However, he felt that he wanted more control over development and thus decided to start development on his own mod. Yeah, that is impressive. As Lee had already used the Quake and Quake 2 engine when working on previous mods, he felt that using the Half-Life engine was a logical progression. The fact that Half-Life was based on a realistic setting helped sell the idea that it would be the most suitable for his concept of a realistic mod pitting terrorists against counter-terrorists. Initial development started in January 1999. It was over a year before I was born. Jesus. I was like 2 months and 1 year, basically. As the Half-Life SDK had yet to be released, it was not possible to create actual mods at the time, so Min started out by creating new weapon and player models. Yeah, basically for the SMG and maybe even the shotgun, but that's about it. Maybe, I think he also added sounds, because you could edit the sounds in the game as well, if you really wanted to. But yeah, in February, the first ever screenshots of what would become Counter-Strike were released, coinciding with the first interview regarding the mod. Min Lee knew Just Cliff before, as they had both been involved with Action Quake 2. During an IRC chat, Lee casually mentioned the fact that he was going to create this mod. Sorry about that. Cliff was excited by the theme of the mod and offered to create a website for it, which is how he got involved with the mod. I'll be damned. I don't know if the website, of course, works anymore for 1.6 or anything like that, but in any case, that was a huge thing. On March 15th, 1999, the mod would receive its name following an ICQ chat between Lee and Cliff. Lee suggested names based on his favorite TV shows and movies. Suggested names included Counter-Terrorism, Counter-Strike, Strike Force, Frag Hits, Counter-Terror, Terrorist Wars, Terror Force, and Counter Force. Those were, wow. Just, obviously the second one just like got selected. Yeah, they eventually mutually agreed that Counter-Strike sounded the best thus it became the name of the mod. Later that month, on March 24th, the official Counter-Strike website was also launched. I was also reading the text next there. When the Half-Life SDK was released on April 7th, 1999, it finally became possible to create actual mods for the game, and actual coding on the mod started later that month. Despite the mod not yet being released, Min's reputation from his previous work on Action Quake 2 led to considerable interest regarding the mod, and only a few weeks after the official website had been launched, it would receive its 10,000th visitor. Wow. Already. Like on... Wait a minute. April, pretty much. That is not bad. Just a few months after the... Well, I don't know when the website was created, but like pretty much... Maybe a month after the website was created. That's only my guess though, but damn, that is impressive. Preparing for the first release. By the time May came around, the most urgent problem the mod was facing was the lack of mappers. Cliff had posted several requests for mappers on the official website, but the response had been quite meager. Thus, Cliff resorted to contacting various Half-Life mappers directly. While the exact extent of this spree is not known, it has been suggested that Chess contacted pretty much everyone who had ever submitted a map to Radium, an old website for releasing custom Half-Life maps. The maps for the initial beta release of the game were to be chosen in a contest type of setting where the Counter-Strike team picked the best maps out of all maps that had been submitted for the game. Wow. It is not known how many maps were actually completed by the time maps were to be chosen for the initial beta, but it would seem there was quite a limited choice. However, at least 2 maps were mentioned that didn't ever see the light of day, a factory and a bunker map. I believe there was some, like, the bunker map. I actually don't know about that. I might have seen that in the beta, but I saw something else like beginning with B, but never mind. Which suggests that some maps were discarded based on the outcome of this contest. Yeah. Before the first beta had even been released, a pre-beta was leaked and started circulating around the web. It has been suggested that the initial beta release was rushed as a result of this, likely to prevent people from getting a negative impression of the mod by playing the early leaked build. The first beta was eventually released on June 19th, 1999, featuring the hostage rescue scenario, an arsenal of 9 weapons, 4 maps, and 1 player model for each side. According to Jess Cliff, the release was well received by the community. So, it didn't even have like the bomb defusal yet. It was only like a hostage rescue scenario. I guess that was mostly what Min Lee had seen on the TV, basically, and everything like that, but yeah. Bomb defusal came like much later, I guess, yeah. Introducing more content. The 2 next releases, Beta 2 and Beta 3, would be released about a month apart. What the hell is wrong with my reading right now? They mostly introduced new weapons, maps, and factions. Beta 3 introduced a change which caused a lot of controversy. Namely, frags were removed from the scoreboard altogether. Wow. This was possibly done to strengthen the team play spirit, but the change was gradually reverted in future releases due to receiving negative feedback. Yeah. I get what they did that, seriously, because, like, mostly what you did already in Half-Life's deathmatch, I guess, was, it was deathmatch, basically. It did nothing else. I don't know if Team Deathmatch was in Half-Life or in any server, but as that was the nature of the people back then. They just, like, weren't used to team games, basically, like Counter-Strike. They just went on and fragged everybody and didn't even mind about the objective. Only about their frags. But yeah, the bomb defusal scenario was the new big thing in Beta 4. Shortly before its release, Cliff was encouraging designers that were working on maps to utilize the new scenario instead of a hostage rescue. When the new beta was released, it also introduced another feature that allowed for more interesting map design. Many entities would now be reset at the start of the round, which means that things like breakable glass would respawn each round. At the same time, this meant the end for an infamous tactic called gun running, where players would stack weapons on the ground around their spawn before the end of a round as they could be picked up at the... yeah. I've heard about that. the infamous thing they later, of course, just fixed. But yeah, Valve intervenes. In late 1999, Min Lee started working at Barking Dog Studios while he was still finishing his studies. When Valve Software became aware of this, they asked if Barking Dog was interested in developing Counter-Strike Beta 5. Valve offered to finance this development to show gratitude to the Half-Life community and mod developers. Yeah, exactly. Valve just wanted, like, everything out of their, like, their first IP, Half-Life, of course. Like, that was their first game, even. And they only had developed Half-Life, and then asked Gearbox to, like, develop expansions for it, asked a couple mapping and multiplayer communities to develop different multiplayer modes and, well, eventually games, of course. Team Fortress Classic, Deathmatch Classic, Day of Defeat, and now Counter-Strike, just to keep the game alive and get as much life out of the whole game in general before their next project. But yeah, Barking Dog Studios agreed, and they would do most, around 90% of the work for the next beta, as Lee was very busy with his university studies at the time. They made many bug fixes and also generally cleaned up the code. Additionally, the gameplay of the hostage rescue and bomb refusal scenarios was made a lot more straightforward. The interface was also worked on by artist Corey Lake in an attempt to make it look more consistent. Valve Software also became more directly involved and would provide some coding help and contribute the new hostage models for the release. New models. I don't know if, like, well, there were new models in Counter-Strike Condition Zero, but, like, what they call new models, I don't know if they actually mean the scientists and everything they just added for the hostage models. But in any case, yeah, that was also a thing. Barking Dog Studios also helped out in the development of the following patch, Beta 5.2. Two new scenarios, Assassination and Escape, would be introduced in Beta 6. While the Assassination scenario would enjoy moderate success, the Escape scenario would eventually get phased out from the mod altogether. Sadly. But we're only looking at the beta, I believe, 7.1 in this stream. I'll first showcase, like, maybe an archive video about it. That's why I have Goals of FPS archives open right now, but yeah. On the road to retailers. Oh, here we go. On April 12th, 2000, it was officially announced that Valve Software and the Counter-Strike team had entered a partnership that Counter-Strike 1.0 would be included in an upcoming Half-Life patch. While not stated in the release, it is commonly believed that this statement was issued following the rights to Counter-Strike being purchased by Valve. Later statements indicate that money was involved in a deal made in early 2000. Supporting the theory that the rights were sold at this point. Yeah. Following the statement, two major beta releases would still be issued. Beta 6.5 was mainly released to introduce the updated netcode that Valve Software had written for the Half-Life engine. The last major beta release, Beta 7, saw the introduction of drivable vehicle support. I think it was basically ditched. Drivable vehicle support, maybe not. Not in the full release anymore. On August 31st, 2000, it was officially announced that Counter-Strike would be sold as a standalone retail product in addition to being available as a mod for Half-Life. On November 9th, 2000, the retail version of Counter-Strike was declared gold and the mod version of Counter-Strike 1.0 was released. Thus, the game had left beta stages. I'll be damned. Finally. Gameplay. Oh yeah, this is about the beta, pretty much, but several gameplay elements that were trial in the game during this beta stages. Some ideas would be iterated in future releases, improved while others just getting scrapped. When the radio was originally introduced in Beta 3.0, a commander was randomly selected each round for both teams. That's interesting. This commander had access to additional radio commands, which were to be used for coordinating team efforts. When Beta 5.0 was released, the radio system was overhauled and team-specific commanders were removed. Yeah, so everybody gained access to all the commands that were there. I don't know if any, like, commands were removed with, like, the whole commander class, but that's very interesting. A substantial gameplay change introduced in Beta 3.0 was an overhauled scoreboard that no longer showed player frags. Yeah, that gave some negative things. We already read about that, yeah. Due to feedback received on this change, yeah. Revert to the future releases. Visible spectator ghosts in Beta 5. These had to be enabled through a console command, and when enabled, it would allow players to see other spectating player ghosts in the map. Wow. However, as these ghosts caused considerably amounts of lag, they were quickly removed from the game. Oh well. Oh yeah, drivable vehicles. They were introduced into G-Pathon 2K, a test map, and Siege. However, due to the way the Gold Sword engine is designed, vehicles were very glitchy and they were thus removed from all official maps when Counter-Strike 1.0 was released. I mean, here you could drive an APC, I guess, and the thing is, it was buggy. That's why they didn't like make an actual vehicle, but they like made a drivable or movable train or tram system in Half-Life. You couldn't like steer it in any case, because I believe the programmers were just like careful enough, so they just like programmed a train instead. So that's why there's no actual vehicles, or you cannot drive actual vehicles in Half-Life. Half-Life 2 you could, it's on the Source engine, and I will get to that after the whole Counter-Strike series. There were a few gameplay elements which were considered but never implemented to the game. One feature that Minley spent a considerable amount of time trying to implement was persisted dead player bodies, but he never finished the feature. Another idea was to provide some sort of entertainment for dead spectating players, and one possibility was the introduction of a virtual casino. What? Where dead players would spawn. This idea was scrapped by as Lee figured that if you die, you shouldn't be able to leave to have more fun than if you were alive. Yeah, that's true. Virtual casino. So this was CSGO's loot box mechanics before CSGO, before Counter-Strike's retail release, that is. Oh, well, yeah, I'm just joking, but in any case, that is fascinating. Scenarios. Yeah, hostage rescue. Hostage rescue was only... yeah, I believe this is enough about the beta, basically, so we can go to the retail releases. Yep. 1.0 obviously was the mod retail and server-side release, and gameplay changes incorporated Valve's model blending technology, yet they added the scientists, I think, and obviously left beta stages. Interface changes, new menu background, map changes, updated Office, updated Vegas, removed G-Pathon, yet they removed basically all the vehicle maps and vehicles from all the maps. Reverted Foption to beta 7. Okay. So, what's Foption? What's a map? Final Option, DE Foption, was an official bomb defusal map featured in the Counter-Strike beta, and it made its last appearance in Counter-Strike 1.0. Damn. The only official map to feature 3 bomb sites. I see. Like ABC sites. So that's why there's like, even in the radio commands of the bots, mostly the Z-bot mod in Counter-Strike, that's why they have like C inside their commands. There's one voice line that says C, but that's like, sadly never became to, or like came to be in the official release, so yeah. Weapon changes, added HK UMP45, 5.7, and the SIG. Oh, and this is the sniper SIG, yeah. Krieg 550 Commando. So they basically added a 2 new counter-terrorist weapons, but I don't know about the terrorist weapons, if they were already added. Because the dual Berettas were added, but I don't know about the G3. Maybe they were. Faction changes, redone player models. Player models will no longer show a defusal kit or a bomb being carried, sadly. Although I think that just later was shown on the player model. You could just see the C4 on their back. Player models will no longer show a swimming animation. I think that was also like a permanent change. Because even in Counter-Strike Source, which was the Source version and the tech demo for the Source engine, even there you didn't see a swimming animation by anybody. Retail differences. At a training map, removed the Arab Streets map, removed it. Yeah, they removed quite many maps. Sadly, even Nuke. I think Nuke was just like remade or something like that. Weapons no longer use their real names. Rename Phoenix Connection Terrorist Faction to Phoenix Connection. Yeah, without the freaking KT, it was changed to X. Remake Guerrilla Warfare to Guerrilla Warfare, yeah. That's pretty much 1.0, but 1.0b, fix the problem with subclasses, yeah. Just a couple fixes, that's all. 1.1, spectator modes, yep. Jumping while shooting more inaccurate with yeah, that's, boy, alright. AWP, yeah, of course AWP was gonna be like super lethal in the beta version, even in 1.0 version before it got nerfed in 1.1, so it just even killed on the legs. Jesus. In-game screenshots, yep. It's many fixes, I mean, many even added causal variables even and stuff like that, but later on I believe Dust 2, yeah, although that was mod only, what the hell. I don't know if that, yeah, I guess this is the actual mod, not the retail version, but Dust 2 later on only got added in 1.1 and never got released in beta. I believe so. Terrorist Bomb Backpack re-added to play. Yep, I knew it. That was not a permanent change, so that's what they did. But 1.1 Z was just a, yeah, incorrect chip object fix. 1.2 was just adding Deathmatch Classic, I believe. Wait a minute. I think this is, yeah, this is in the retail patch for Half-Life. They also added Deathmatch Classic in 2001. Yeah. New automatic system update system. Yeah. Fixed GL texture binding problem with what the hell, white skin bug. I see. Optimized model drawn. 1.3 was maybe interesting. Yeah, there was a multicast spectator, and this one finally had like voice communication and stuff like that. Because I believe it also got released in the same Half-Life update. Or it could have been before that even, but yeah, finally Counter-Strike got the same thing. Catch lock key is now bindable. I don't know why it wasn't before, but yeah. Change minimum value for MP chat. What? Why? Radio commands can be... Why? Now they just know, like, when the enemy's throwing a grenade, it's like fire in the hole and you just know to take cover immediately. What the hell? Why'd they do that? Oh well. Bunny hopping removed, yeah. So it was a 1.3 when bunny hopping, well, it wasn't completely removed, but it was made much harder. I believe like there's still people who can sort of bunny hop in even the 1.6 release on Steam. I don't really know. But it was made much harder. I will show that in the beta release, because I will be playing the beta 7.1 and then retail 1.5 and then 1.6. But sorry about that. That's pretty much all they did. 1.3, 1.4. Anti-cheat, yeah, this was very good. Valve anti-cheat got added. User interface redone for HLTV. Cheering, what the hell? Yeah, they just fixed a lot of stuff. I don't know if they added like anything. Let's see, gameplay changes, weapon changes, adjusted pistol accuracy while jumping all pistols. Adjusted. I don't know if that means like worse or better. If you just jumped, I don't know if the accuracy was better than before. Though still pretty bad, so do not jump while you shoot. Added player ID to Half-Life Deathmatch. Flat protection to HLDM. Yeah, this was the same update to Half-Life basically. 1.5 though, this one we will play actually. I believe there were a couple weapons added, I cannot remember. No, actually no, never mind. So I believe G3 and then Dual Elites got released in the beta already, but G3 got released maybe even also in the beta, so the terrorists and counter-terrorists were now even with the weapons. But 1.5 got like mostly fixes, as you can already see here, but Changed exec command, now only works on config and RC files. Piranesi was a new map. It's a very, very good map, actually. At least for me, I don't know. I love playing Piranesi in Counter-Strike Source. I played Source much, like, many more hours than just, like, 1.6, for instance. Look at this. 7 hours. That's pathetic. But I will get to that. And I will play... I'll have to say, I will be playing 1.6 with bots first, and then maybe finding a server. I have found one server that doesn't have any downloads, doesn't have any, like any virus thingies, stuff like that. It's an old school server. But if you play 1.6, you have to be aware of, like, it's still pretty popular, like you could even see from the community hub itself. It still has 11,000 players in-game today. But you also gotta be aware, like, what server you're playing on, because, like, some servers might actually have downloads that are either malware or actually viruses to your computer, so just be aware of that if you play CS 1.6. I recommend playing it, but just be aware. Ricochet included in this release. What, 2002? Oh yeah, maybe in the release. Yeah, Ricochet was already a game in 2000. So the same. Yeah, it was the same, actually, the same bundle when you bought Half-Life. You got from this update. You also got Ricochet for free. Already included in the update. I mean, Ricochet was free already previously, but yeah. Fixed DMC, power up bug, yeah, TFC and DMC. Pretty much Deathmatch Classic and Team Fortress updates. But 1.6, started with Counter-Strike 1.6 updates were only available through Steam and would be applied automatically. The build was based on the retail version of the game, made up weapons names, altered faction names, etc. But the maps Dust 2, Estate, Inferno, Nuke, and Vertigo, which were missing from the retail release, were added. Yeah, Nuke was added back in 1.6, that is gratifying. The training map was also removed. Yeah, I don't know what the training map really was. We could actually check that out in just a moment. It was only in 1.0, I believe. I don't know. Or 1.5, I don't know. I could check that too. But 1.6, there we go. Complete rework. Oh yeah, of course, the launcher UI, because it was on Steam. It just got a whole, like, overhaul of the whole launcher UI and the whole game menu even. So, for instance, when you press escape, you didn't have like a separate executable for the menu. It was all in one, basically. Thanks to Steam being launched in 2003, pretty much, yeah. And I believe, yeah, this was released around the same time as Steam's official version was released, but let's see. Bug fixes. Not many things they added, but February 12th. Is there any weapons? I gotta check that. No. Oh, I believe though they added the riot shield as well as the smaller rifles for each team, the Galil and the Famas. Famas. It's the same issue with pronouncing like as M1 Garand or Garand. It got many like beta releases. What the hell? They just like got many patches, and these I believe they just continue on to this day even. 2018, still 2019, still has patches. That's marvelous. October 8th, 2019 was the recent patch, but although they were small changes, that was still like magnificent. But in any case, that will be pretty much it for the freaking text that we have been reading for like almost, well, already like 30 minutes, I believe. Well, not quite 30 minutes as I was promoting at the beginning of the stream, but here we go. We can take a look at the archives first, since, sorry, Caleb Bailey will actually have to mute you for a while. Since this is basically the beta release of Counter-Strike, and the thing is, I mean, it was beta 7.1, but you could still bunny hop. There were many other changes too, but mainly you could still bunny hop AWP just shot. Always with one shot. Kill with one shot, even on the legs. But I'm very bad myself in bunny hopping, so this guy can just show how easy it was back at the beta already, no matter what the version in the beta. And you could also move around with the bomb while planting it. And the bots were clever. I don't know if these were the Z bots, but they basically had their like same kind of communications thing as the players. So they actually responded with either affirmative or negative. Or if they saw an enemy, they would just of course say enemy spotted or sector clear, stuff like that. If they're on the bottom side. That's it. That's got it. The knife was also like here and not like here, as in 1.6 it was. And I believe this map is, wait a minute. Oh, it's Inferno. And I think he's mostly playing on the terrorist side, but they had the SG-552. And the counter-terrorists had their auto already, so that was their like scoped rifles, but the smaller rifles didn't get added until 1.6, I believe. No. I also love this, but when you scope with the AWP sometimes, the weapon just wouldn't go away. It's like, yeah, the scope is over there, yeah. Sure. Oof. But you can pretty much see where this all went with, like, Action Quake 2 being before this as one hell of a tactical shooter, as well as Navy SEALs for Quake, the actual Quake engine. But this time there was an actual objective and actual, like, I don't know, challenges in the movement later on, but one hell of a community also, already in the beta releases and, well, of course, the retail releases. 1.0 and so on. There still is to be. Does he have the bomb? I don't know. Interesting thing with the AWP also is that when you moved around with the weapon in hand, with open hand, you basically didn't make any sound, but that's basically it. Otherwise, we'll just get to the beta right away. I'm gonna start up Half-Life, the retail version, before we can activate the mod itself. Alright, so I didn't play the intro, there we go. Custom game, I believe it was, and beta 7.1. It's gonna change the sounds a little bit. Yes, it is. Configuration. No, it's multiplayer, yeah, there we go. Configuration is basically your standard options for the game, but LAN game, create game, and my name is Genesis because Genesis has provided this in 2008, this beta 7.1 patch. He provided it to the 1 version, which I have right here, the retail release, essentially, as well as Steam. I tested it on both, but I got it working here finally, so let's see. What map should we go to? I believe Dust still wasn't a thing. I mean, Dust 1 was a thing, but Dust 2. I don't know about, what is Dust 3? There might be like some community-made maps here, but let's see. Kaapeli. It's fine. Advanced options, you basically add your time limit. I mean, 5 minutes by default was very, very long, actually. Friendly fire chase cam. I don't have the bots currently on, so I'm not going to play it with the bots, but I'm going to show the patch a little bit. Low lag server. Alright, let's go. Dust. There we go. It indeed is Dust 1. I believe I'm going to play as the terrorist first, just to showcase that. I'm probably going to play like a hostage situation map with counter-terrorists, so...
Alright, let's move out.
Whoa, what is the sensitivity? It's not too big, but I can handle it. Terrorists naturally had the Glock as a standard weapon, but let's see. They don't have... well, they have all the pistols, but they don't have the... Oh, I pressed escape by accident. Jesus. Hang on. They don't have the UMP, pretty much. They don't have the smaller rifle. The Galil, basically. Yep. G3 is here, actually. Yeah, I just like thought it would be here. So the terrorists essentially had the automatic sniper before the counter-terrorists. Because SG-553, or the Creek 550, I mean, it was released in 1.0 only. And the yeah, that's I like this that they added the M249 already at the very first version, beta version of Counter-Strike, but it never got like a like another machine gun alongside with it. But I'm gonna buy some rifle here if I can. Oh, I'm at 800 actually. No, never mind. Secondary ammo. We're going to plant the bomb. Time is running out, although it's 5 minutes. The knife is weird, and I don't know. The secondary fire of the knife was actually added, I think, much later in the beta. Not in, well, it was already in 7.1, as you can see. I'm just like trying to backstab people here, but it was added pretty much like not in the first release, beta release, but like many versions after that. So you could deal like much more damage with it, maybe sneak behind somebody and backstab them. That's basically the mission of it. But the Glock is basically the same as usual, although it did have the same accuracy while jumping, I believe. Maybe not on the first 2 rounds. Yeah, I believe it is actually, it is less accurate, but not by much. But it's just maybe not all the weapons, but like essentially show what the beta was like. I'm very bad at bunny hopping, but it essentially works if I can just time it right. Because what the 1.6, well, actually the whole retail version would do when they removed bunny hopping, it would just slow you every time you landed. But here, the slowing does not actually happen, so you can just like bunny hop and definitely strafe jump and stuff like that. Whoop, Jesus. But I'm very bad at it, I have to admit. But let's see, AK. Country of origin, Russia. Automat Kalashnikov. No, it's manufactured actually by Mikhail Kalashnikov. Caliber, well, it uses NATO cartridges this time, yeah, of course. I like how they just like provide some background information about the weapons and everything. I don't know if they did that already in the first beta release, but that's very interesting. SG552 comes from Switzerland by SIG Arms, yeah, of course. Same manufacturer as the P228. Right here. Which is a very handy and very powerful pistol, actually. The most popular pistol they may be used is the Deagle. One shot, headshot, even through the helmet is just enough. Although the goddamn small clip size and the slow fire rate, not to mention if you just spam the whole button, the accuracy was shit. It made it like a very, how would I say, impractical weapon. But also, like, if you were using it on longer ranges, you would essentially just have to tap all the time. It's not, like, fully accurate, not even in the later releases, except maybe CSGO, but no. It's that inaccurate, although I might actually have to wait a little longer between the shots. That's very much in the center, that's not. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Basically, as the crosshair shows, that's where it's going to hit. If you're crouching. I don't know about standing still, it doesn't probably accurate than that. But the interesting thing about the weapons is that they didn't like have a random kind of spray with them. Like ever since I think the first release, beta release even of Counter-Strike, the weapons had spray patterns instead of like randomized direction, like where the bullets hit and everything. For example, the AK. It'll mostly be like that. It just forms like a, I don't know, a palm tree in my view. That's why people would just like hold the mouse in a very specific like way. Hold it back so they can actually shoot directly at them. Although I didn't do that like there because I'm very bad at the original ones. That was pretty good. Of course, you wouldn't like shoot the whole clip, but that's essentially very good practice if you want to spray patterns. So that's what made it like not so random. Of course, the pattern was a little bit different every time, but it still didn't make it so random. That was pretty good, actually. But what you mostly did with the AK, even if you were running, was just like jab him in the heads all the time. If we were mid-range, you could just like do this all the time, maybe even like, well, not hold your trigger, but still tap him in the heads. Longer ranges burst works. It's a fascinating weapon. Every weapon in Counter-Strike is actually very fascinating. They have their own spray patterns, and AK, well, it doesn't have the biggest. Maybe the M249 has the biggest one, but still, it was worth learning at the time. Probably the first ever weapon you should learn. Damn it. I have to say, I feel like the movement in general is a little bit slower than in original Half-Life, but that's why I guess I cannot like bunny hop all the time, or very well in this version. The weapon switch, or at least the speed, like between the switch and the firing, was also pretty fast. Yeah. I don't know if it later on got like a little more time between the switch and the fire. Perhaps it did, but like it eventually, like in the source version of Counter-Strike, it was like that the animation had to be played first before you could actually shoot. That's how it went. But I still don't know about 1.6 if that happens. Let's see, HC552 is the scoped variant, of course. Snipers, naturally, since they're not automatic, of course, they don't have their own spray patterns, but I believe they're also not completely random where you shoot, like, well, unless you're just moving around and everything, maybe then. But, well, you were shooting without the scope. Speaking of which, the like, if you were shooting without the scope in the beta versions, you could still see your crosshair. And the scout was pretty accurate with it, though more useful mid-range rather than long-range. But you can still see your crosshair here. But about the bullets, I don't know if they're actually... Well, I believe there's no pattern, basically. So they are all random. But I was still holding my mouse 1 and it just kept firing. It's fascinating because even moving around with the scout was like pretty much accurate. You could just run and gun with the scout and just hit somebody in the head. Fairly close though, but yeah, still, that was pretty accurate. I like what people did with the weapons though. When you fight with a scout... Oh, there we go. Oh, what's up, Indomitable? Welcome. When you fight with a scout, if you held your mouse 1, I believe... Yeah, you actually... you have to play through the animation. 1.6. No, this is actually the beta 7.1. But I will get to 1.6 with bots. I will get you that. I'm just like looking at like how the whole game, well, even before that, the mod got developed and everything like that. First is like you could already see. I just mentioned it, but Indomitable, you can see like this crosshair, even with the snipers. It's pretty cool. And in general, bunny hopping is fairly possible, although I cannot execute it properly. But you don't get slowed down when you just like move around. You can circle strafe around even. Yep. So it was still pretty much like, I don't know, a little bit towards Action Quake 2 with its movement mechanics and everything, even with the weapons, but still. Mod servers, maybe not. I will just try an old school server. I have found one that I will be playing for a while. But I will be playing with bots first and see how they developed. But let's see. Rifles, the AWM, of course, or AWP. Funnily enough, I like how they just like provided information, but AWP in Counter-Strike is has a little bit Finnish stuff in it. And the Finnish stuff is the most recent thing I just bought, the freaking ammunition. 338 Lapua Magnum. And why did I press escape right now? I don't know. There we go. Damn it! No, cancel. Resume. CTF and empty. What the hell? Or knife. I'm not gonna probably try those, but CTF in Counter-Strike sounds interesting. But also, yeah, when you scoped with when you scoped with the AWP, the freaking barrel is still there, of course. But like even when you moved around with it, you moved so slowly that you were actually like sneaking pace, so it didn't make any footsteps. You hear that? Me neither. You hear that? Yep, I hear it too. You could also move with the bomb around and plant it. That's very good. There's no more satisfying sniper than the AWP, I'll tell you that. It's just like, it's very satisfying. But in the beta versions, they could just one-shot anybody, anywhere. Like, no matter if you shot them in the legs, still one shot. Those COD servers are next level fastest FPS ever. Wow. How do you develop such like that? Like in a server, in a Counter-Strike server, you can like develop Call of Duty. I mean, I get it. That's like running almost on the same engine. I mean, the same what is it? Related engine, to say the least. Yeah. But still, that is marvelous. Bunny hop. I know bunny hopping, of course. That's why I was like wondering, because like bunny hopping in 1.6 was made harder. Yeah, I'm gonna follow your command in just a moment. Speaking of that line right there, that was just made for the betas, I believe, only. Rifles, G3. The auto sniper, before the counter-terrorists actually have one. But here also, the same case. You're moving so slow with the weapon in hand that you're actually sneaking pace, so you don't want to make any sound with your footsteps. But it was a very accurate if he were just standing still. It was a very accurate auto sniper at the time. Apart from those few shots right there. CS 1.6 COD. I will try that, actually. I will get to that. But to say the least, I can barely believe that CS 1.6, at least, had its own modding community as well. There's, like, mostly servers in CS 1.6 where just, like, well, I hate to say this, but there's Russian servers just constantly having some, like, dubstep music every time you won a round or something like that. And they were, like, specifically for CTs and some specifically for terrorists. Damn it, it's not here. The bomb site's not... Just remember that the bomb site's here and not over there, like in Counter-Strike Source. It's hilarious. But yeah, if this episode ends up being a little too short, which I doubt it will, because I still have like a limited time for the stream, but I will get to Counter-Strike Condition Zero next in any case in the series. So. Really liked and played a lot of COD very much. I like the mods because of the spec. Yeah, I see. Spec. I just opened a console. Sorry about that. Look at that picture right there. It's just like the hostage and the terrorist. That's a Phoenix connection. Oh, sorry. Connection. Correction. No, Phoenix correction. My name also is Genesis.
Terrorists win.
I don't know why. Is the mod provider was actually Genesis, so that's why. Yeah, oh, that's the bomb. It's a backpack. But yeah, he basically found the beta 7.1 version and put it up to like, this is not the Steam version of Half-Life, but he loaded it on ModDB, uploaded it on ModDB, and you could download it on the one version, which I'm playing right now, of Half-Life, or the Steam version of Half-Life. But the Steam version, I couldn't get it to work, so I just like downloaded it on here since I had the retail version. Speed and instant. Oh yeah, I see. Well, let's see. Damn it! I again pressed escape just to get out of the menu. Wait. No, I don't want to reconnect. There we go. Where was I? SMGs, MP5, P90, and MAC-10 were there. Sadly, though, I don't know why they just changed the names. I guess they were just, like, too scared of royalties and everything when the retail release came out. Because this was only a mod. But when the retail release came out, I guess Valve just like weren't ready to like pay any royalties for like weapon names and stuff like that. For instance, for the MP5, so they just named it. I think it was like HK machine pistol or something like that. I cannot remember. But the P90 was ESC 90. Mac 10 was Ingram Mac 10. And wait a minute. There were many things actually, but M3 Super 90 was something else as well. You know how to bind commands? Yes, I do. Bind. Let's see. Is there anything in H? No, there's nothing in H. Bind H. Say. Oh, that's not actually how it works. Where's quotations? This is the American keyboard I'm using in games. Oh, there we go. Say perkele. All right. There we go. Perkele. It's just saying perkele all the time when I press H. But in any case, yeah, P90, that's 90 seconds have passed. P90, it's a very interesting weapon. I don't know if it still is working like the same in 1.6 as it is here, or as it was in the beta. But the P90 shoots like, if you shoot 2 bullets, on the second bullet, or the second shot, it kind of shoots like 2 bullets at once. Like on the second, so you actually shot 3 bullets in total. But the MP5 is just like, not like that, I believe. No, you still shot 2 bullets. But the they wanted to make the P90 or the ESC 90 later on, like it was like shooting very fast. It was pretty deadly, so they just implemented 2 bullets instead for the second shot. So he actually shot 3 bullets in 2. It's complicated, sorry about that. What version is this? This is the beta 7.1 version. You can bunny hop around. There's no like when you're on the ground, there's no what is it? The friction you get when you land, your movement isn't slowed down, so you could actually bunny hop. I'm very crap at it though, so sorry about that.
Terrorists win.
And also there aren't like certain weapons, for instance, like not all the SMGs, as well as yeah, CTs don't have their auto sniper or 5.7. But it's interesting, like the machine gun, like M2409 was one of the first weapons to be added, but it never got like another machine gun variant. Say hello, what the hell? I did that, like I bind H perkele, or say perkele, that's what I did. Yeah, bind H, say perkele, in quotations. But in any case, let's see, rifles, I already tested out the AK. Oh yeah, also Galil isn't here, and the tactical shield isn't here, or the FAMAS isn't here. I don't have this one on Steam, I have a whole collection of Counter-Strike. Yeah, because this isn't like the Steam version. This is still like the, you know, the mod Counter-Strike, or Half-Life Counter-Strike. This is one of the beta versions of the mod, the actual mod, released in 1999, so we're around then. Or even in the early 2000s. But in any case, even the knife model was changed a little bit. And I will get to, maybe to the CT side right now, so let's see about that. Whoop, I don't know why it's just connecting everywhere, but here we go. Create game. Oh, where should we go? Is Office here? No, it seems to be not. Oh, it is actually. Never mind. There are like some of the maps which I believe didn't get released in beta 7.1, but the creator, I believe Genesis, who provided the mod in 2008 on ModDB, I think he provided some of the later maps as well, or maybe some custom maps. I don't know. But yeah, you can play this when you download the mod on ModDB. I cannot give you the link right now, but if you type, I guess, Counter-Strike Beta 7.1, you can get that on Steam, but I didn't get it to work on Steam, so I instead got it to work on the retail release of Half-Life. But yeah, let's see. Counter-Terrorist, auto-select, it doesn't matter. Pistol. Yep, they don't have the 5.7. So they're one, they're one pistol short, basically. They don't have even have the elites. SMG, they have the TMP basically, which I cannot afford, so I gotta actually play the game. I should have just put like infinite money or something like that. Can I do that through console actually? Infinite money. Oh, sorry, American keyboard. God damn it, game. Nope. Give it money. No. No, never mind. But in any case, I believe the hostages. I actually want to see them. I didn't see the hostages here. Oh, they're just like this.
Get out of here.
They're the same freaking model and the same freaking sound.
Let's go.
Let's go. Though some of these sounds were later used in the later releases of Counter-Strike, even Condition Zero and Source.
Let's get the hell out of here. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. But in Global Offensive, I like what they did with the hostages, because they were like all tied up, even with their eyes and everything, and you had to carry them around on your shoulder instead of like make them follow you around. So that was much better for like eliminating the problems for the pathfinding for the AI of the hostages. But also it was like blocking your view a bit. And I don't know if the hostage missions are played actively on CSGO, but yeah. Also, interesting to note that the garage is actually closed down. Wow. So you actually spawn right next to this tanker, which is suddenly here instead of inside the garage. But yeah, let's see. Primary ammo. TMP, I believe it's the same. Oh yeah, there's a route here also. What the hell? Oh, I see. Yeah, so before... Yeah. So before, you had the entrance from the garage, the other end of the garage. But now you actually have, like, two entrances from up here. From the front, yeah. So when you enter, like, the normal entrance, as you would from here, there were two ways, actually. And the other way naturally led to the, well, here. Prodigy Inc. What the hell? Destroy your freaking books. Oh, I cannot destroy stuff in here. Nope, apparently not. So they modified it so much that you cannot even destroy stuff. Although in Half-Life you could. Is that the time?
Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
I don't know about the, like, the funds if you just shut the hostages. I'm gonna test that a little bit. You injured a hostage. Oh yeah, so you don't lose money when you injure a hostage. But you do lose a lot when you kill one. Damn. Was just chasing that around. But also, like, CTs were, like, in a huge disadvantage this patch, at least. Thanks to the, like, M4A1 only being available to them. And, Stereo Org also. Because they... Oh, yeah, they also had the G3. I forgot, yeah. So... the CTs would have the G3, which the terrorists would later have exclusively, but it would be replaced by the Krieg 550 or the SG 550 sniper. But I'm carrying a G3 as a CT. I cannot believe that. But that's pretty much about the CTs. I mean, let's see, shotguns also the same. I believe the XM was made to be a little bit faster reloading or stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Pistols also weren't too different. I mean, I already tested the Deagle, but P228. Uses 3.57s. Yeah, it's not much. Like, the pistols were much different over the patches, apart from, like, changes to all the pistols in general. I mean, I could even... Yep. Even by jumping, I could just hit that freaking hostage half the time. Oh, man. I mean, that was sad that he died, but BAM!
Get me out of here. Let's go.
Get me out of here. Let's go. This isn't an office. This is more like an art gallery. Look at that. I believe this passage here... Oh, yeah, it's kind of close down. President. No, that's what I call an office, yeah. President of Prodigy Inc. Oh, yeah, so if you entered as a CT, well, maybe not here, but let's say here, that you spawn. If you entered from up there, that was like a whole different route. On Office at least. So the map's definitely got many changes over the, like, all the patches. That is marvelous. Oh, I didn't rescue all the hostages. Well, it's fine. That will be for the beta release at least, but I will try and see if the beta, well, not the beta, but the retail 1.5 version works. I will try that. Let's see a little bit, because I didn't actually like properly install it, so I'll have to do that. Let's see. I'll open the task manager a little bit. Well, gonna minimize Streamlabs, your C-Strike 1.5, just in case. I just like preserve that from the download and everything, but I should put that in there. There we go. Delete the C-Strike folder and then rename the C-Strike 1.5 to C-Strike. There we go. Much better. Now it should work. I don't know if I should delete that. I'm gonna save that actually. What are those? What are those? Are those the COD, well, like CS 1.6 Call of Duty mod videos? I mean, I could watch those maybe later. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, the COD servers. I see. It's interesting that you should mention that because it's fabulous. Like how they. Like in 1.6, which already like was a mod, they developing another mod, even like much better. I'm gonna watch those a little later, but I haven't seen like the whole COD mod just yet. But let's see. C-Strike bot files. I'll try the bot match in just a moment, but for now, was it here? Cannot remember. I might have been this. Let's test this. Counter-Strike. Oh shit! I cannot see Streamlabs. Sorry about that. Boop. Ah, Discord. Ah. There we go. 1.6 with better mod, lots of classes and items, I see. Oh, just, There we go. Play CS, I believe this is now the 1.5, so let's see. Play on LAN, create, server name, disabled, yeah, this is a disabled server. What should we try now? Dust 2, of course, yep, Dust 2 got released in 1.1. Retail 1.1, that is. So let's see, that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna join the terrorist team. Shit. Perkele vittu saatana. Don't tell me we cannot try that. Alright, maybe if I launch Half-Life as its own. Alright, and then custom game Counter-Strike 1.5. Alright, it should be 1.5 then. Activate. There we go. Play CS. Play, oh no, the play on LAN. Create. Dust 2. If it doesn't work, then we'll straight move on to the 1.6 release. But basically, damn it. Mostly what they were like fixes on the whole version from 1.4. 1.3 also had like some of the changes. But I don't know, 1.5 basically didn't even have the Galil or the Pharmacy yet, or even the Tactical Shield. But I don't know why it's not working right now. I may be installing it again. Let's see, I know I can. Here we go. This might take a while, and I'm sorry for that, but there we go. Downloads. CS. One fivefold. There we go. It's an installation program. Here we go. Several megabytes. Oh, you mean this, or even? Oh yeah, you mean the mod. You also have shopping can. Yeah, I see. 1.5. Yep, D0 Half-Life. There we go. This is what you had back in 2000, the year 2000, maybe even before I was born. And now I'm doing it 20 years later. Almost. But speaking of Counter-Strike, it's funny that it's like already 20 years later. Because the thing is, they even made a special map for CS:GO, a Retro Dust 2 map, I think. Yeah. The setup will now configure your connection speed for Counter-Strike 1.5. Please select the correct internet connection speed for your computer. 14.4K! Yay! No. 56K. No, no, actually. Greater than 1 megabyte. There we go. Greater than almost 1 gigabyte, even. Yes. Yes. Well, let's see if this works. So it places a shortcut on my desktop. I don't know if it's this or if it's this. It's just there's already many shortcuts I've used. It didn't place one. Maybe it's this. I don't know. Let's see. This is the beta version, so I'm not gonna activate that. I think it's this. Yeah. So I'm gonna try this. If it doesn't work, we'll move straight on to the 1.6 version. But here we go. Online create and name doesn't matter. That's 2. We're actually gonna add like a study minute. There we go. 999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999. First person spectating at once. I see. This is only if you have like bots, if you're playing like on your own. Yeah. Much better. It's first FPS game most played of all time. Yeah. And yes, it works. All right, finally. Let's see. Terrorists. Oh, this time, yeah, of course, the classes were also changed. Lead crew. I like that. But Phoenix Connection. The Phoenix faction was formed shortly after the breakup of the USSR, Soviet Russia. Having established a reputation for killing anyone that gets in their way, the Phoenix faction is one of the most feared terrorist groups in Eastern Europe. Elite. Middle Eastern fundamentalist group bent on world domination and various other evil deeds. Arctic Avengers. Oh yeah, the Swedish ones. Swedish terrorist faction founded in 1977, famous for their bombing of the Canadian embassy in 1990. Guerrilla warfare. A terrorist faction founded in the Middle East, guerrilla warfare has a reputation for ruthlessness. The disgust for the American lifestyle was demonstrated in their 1982 bombing of a school bus full of rock and roll musicians. Jesus. Why am I even reading this out loud? Jeez, that is already horrifying. But in any case, we're in the terrorist side, and yep, the elites are here. Naturally, they have been for a while. And there's not many changes, at least on the terrorist side. But let's see, SMG. Of course, UMP got added. Fairly, how would I say? Not too late in development, but I believe it's already added in 1.3. Basically, a slow-firing submachine gun, but also like. Didn't demand too much of a like a spray control. I believe it does have its own spray pattern, but look at it. So small on such a range too. So you're better off just like tapping people in the head with it. I love this weapon, at least in Counter-Strike Source. As far as the elites go, I love the weapon here. I don't know if it's the same in 1.6 if it got fixed, but the elites you can just. The fire rate of the elites, I think it's just maybe 600 rounds per minute. That equals to this. That's 10 rounds per second. And you can just spam mouse 1 to do that. I love that, actually. But in here, you cannot move around whilst planting the bomb. You cannot bunny hop, indeed, when you just hop. Yep, it slows your movement down when you land. You can't, I mean, it's technically possible just to bunny hop around, but it's much harder right now. Yep. Could only manage two hops here. Ugh. Yep, cannot do that. Knife was still pretty much like this. It didn't get changed to like the upstanding model, like so. And the stabbing is still there. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Not many changes. I mean, even the movement was a big change, but like not many changes apart from the movement got changed. Got added, I mean. Equipment. Night vision. I don't know when the night vision came out, but I love this. Oh, shit. I was trying to buy the night vision and terrorists win. Oh, there we go. You already have one. I mean, you basically didn't need a night vision unless there was a map which was pretty dark. In Source, that would be, well, maybe Nuke, but also, like, I don't know about 1.6 or, like, in general, the original Counter-Strike. If there were any. But I wanted to show the P90. Basically, in any version of Counter-Strike, like I already said, it shot 2 bullets on the second shot. But, like, it's hard to explain, but that's 2 bullets. But look, that's 3 holes, basically. There we go. In beta, there was at least 2 or 3 dark maps, what I remember, yeah. Well, it was only useful in those. The night vision was only, like, that's what you needed it for. I was 1250. It got, like, nerfed to 1000, but that was still one hell of a price. Why did you even buy that? Alright, so I shot 1 bullet, that's 1. But if I shoot 2... that may look like only 2, but look, there's 1, there's 2. It just shoots 3... when I shoot 2 bullets. So that's why the P90 was so powerful, especially when you just ran and gun. Look, I shot, how many is that? 16. I feel like that's over 30 bullets at least. I love the weapon. Also, it just kind of sounds like that it just like plays the firing sound twice, but I don't know. That's 3 bullets right there. 1, 2, 3. And I only shot 2. That's why the weapon was so powerful. Oh, but let's go. Dual elites were also pretty powerful because you could just tap all the time if you just had the power of your fingers. What? I didn't plant it. You must be standing on the ground to plant the C4. Okay, it was crouching. Well, come on! Is this not a proper place or what? Oh, there we go. Where's the Yep, that's how fast the elites are. If you can also, you know, like, control the spray. You kind of need to, like, keep your hand, like, these 2 fingers on mouse 1, and then also control the mouse kind of weirdly for it to work. But it can be done. There's a weird goddamn weapons. Boy, the Italians sure make some fast guns. Oh, what's up, Tronic? Welcome. This is 1.5. We just tested the beta 7.1 version, and we're just looking at the differences already made to, like, between them. I know it's like a big leap between the versions, but still, this is already fascinating what changes they made. The movement in the beta versions, I already showcased that, but basically if you land, your movement wasn't crippled like this. It wasn't slowed. You could bunny hop around because of that, but because they slowed down the movement right when you landed, bunny hopping is actually harder here in the whole game. But let's see, rifles. Oh yeah, they actually changed the names of the Mat Kalashnikov, and SG552 wasn't changed, but the AK-47 was a little bit changed. I don't actually know if they completely changed all the names. No, they didn't. UMP-45 is still UMP. I believe it was always the same in any Counter-Strike version, but MAC-10 was Ingram MAC-10, P90 was ESC-90, HK was, I think it was just HK machine pistol or something like that, or submachine gun. The M249 was like, well, I cannot remember that, but it was like something with the para. I don't know about the shotguns, actually. I think, yeah, the Benelli was actually just Benelli M3 Super. That's what it was. But like it didn't read M3 Super 90. I guess I don't know. They kind of changed them a little bit, but Desert Eagle was changed to Nighthawk. 228 was changed. I mean P228 was changed to a 228 pistol, I believe, and then the Elites was just changed to dual Elites instead of dual Berettas. HK USP was still there, I believe. Glock 18 was still there. Otherwise, not too many changes. And also, like, there's still, like, well, there weren't SMGs missing, but there's still, like, the rest of the rifles missing. There's no Galil, and there's no FAMAS. But I will show, like, right now, maybe, it's pretty much all I've shown for this, but another map Disconnect. Create. And we're gonna go to a different assault map. But not an assault map, but like, what is it? Hostage map. Militia or Italy. Let's go for that actually. Italy on 1.5 is probably something else. Alright. CT. Oh, we could have just read about the CT forces actually a little bit. Let's see. SEAL Team 6, to be known later as the Div Crew, was founded in 1980 under the command of Lieutenant Commander Richard Marcinko, I guess. ST6 was placed on permanent alert to respond to terrorist attacks against American targets worldwide. Oh yes, the good GRC. GSG-9 was born out of the tragic events that led to the death of several Israeli athletes during the 1972 Olympic Games in Munich, Germany. SAS, UK Special Air Service. The world-renowned British SAS was founded in the Second World War by a man named David Sterling. Their role during World War II involved gathering intelligence behind enemy lines and executing sabotage strikes and assassinations against key targets. GIGN. France's elite counter-terrorist unit, the GIGN, was designed to be a fast response force that could decisively react to any large-scale terrorist incident, consisting of no more than 100 men. Pretty impressive. The GIGN has earned its reputation through a history of successful ops. That is pretty impressive, though. A fast response force that could decisively react to any large-scale terrorist incident. I mean, well, I don't want to be cataloging like what any large-scale terrorist attack would be, but seriously, 100 men only. Okay, here's the TMP. Pretty much the same. USB is also the same. Let's see. I wanted to check the rifles. Oh, here it is. The Krieg 550, this SG 550. It was essentially basically the same rifle as the G3 that the counter-terrorists even had. But I believe it's just in the reload animation. It could be in the reload animation, because the G3's reload animation was a little longer. This one, though, already done. Clip out, clip in, and look at that bolt. Oh, I didn't also test the machine gun on different versions, but here it is in 1.5 at least. Oddly enough, when you pick it up from your inventory, it just makes like a what is it? A pistol sound. Yep, they have a different auto sniper. We already looked into that. It's the G3 basically, but that was the auto sniper that CT's previously had until this patch, I believe, or 1.3. I cannot remember. Oh, it actually could be in the very retail version, the 1.0 version. Yeah, when Valve actually just made a retail release with Half-Life, but in any case, they also got 5.7, which is right here if I can still buy it. Nope, no I cannot. Shit. I gotta rescue the hostages. Here I come, don't worry. But the M249, if you used to play in, for example, CSGO or CS Source, here it's much slower. In general, like in 1.6, even in Condition 0, it was this slow. It's as slow as a UMP-45. And it had a lot of ammunition inside a clip, but only like 3 clips in total. Oh, here there's scientists. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
God damn, you're much taller than I am.
Let's go. Get me out of here.
But god damn it, I don't know how tall Gordon can be then if he already was taller than the scientists themselves. What the hell? If I'm just like a like just like this. Oh, chicken. How do you like your ribs? Chicken ribs.
Hostage has been rescued.
Which this map was in CSGO. Italy sadly isn't actually, is it? Well, I think it is. I cannot remember myself. Italy is a very good map actually, but sadly, if it isn't in CSGO, I actually do not remember myself. It should be added, in my opinion. Here, though, I don't know about the M4. I think the M4 got a little bit of remodeling in 1.6. Otherwise, it's exactly the same weapon. Very fast. Damn accurate. But if you jumped, yeah, this time I'm in 1.5, so if you jumped, every single weapon had an accuracy basically like that. Just look at that. There's literally short map for 2v2, but nothing similar to this, yeah. Let's see. We already took a look at the UMP. We already took a look at the MP5. Basically the same weapon as the previous versions. Pistol. Oh yeah, 5.7. Here it is. Use the same ammunition as the P90 or the SC90, although I think it reads a little bit different. 5.7 to 28 mil. Oh, I think the P90 actually reads a little bit. Yeah. P90 does not use 338 Lapua Magnums. Is that a clip like that? Because the thing is, 338 Lapua is what the AWP uses. Not this. And they're pretty big cartridges, to be honest. I don't know why they just got an error there, but it basically uses the same ammunition as the 5.7, the 5.7 millimeter ammo. That's very, very strange. That's why it's so powerful. Oh yeah, that's why. It uses 338 instead of 5.7. Although I do believe that it just reads differently. As you can see, right next to my ammo counter, you can see the bullet that the weapon uses. I believe that reads 5.7, also in the P90.
Get out of here. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
But of course the interesting thing was, as was already in Half-Life with the SMG and the pistol using the same ammo, if you had two weapons using the same ammo, it would just naturally deplete. But there were kind of like differences. If you bought the Glock, for example, you could only get 100 9mm bullets. But if you bought the MP5, which also uses 9mm bullets, you could get 120 at max. That's an interesting thing they made, but later on, I believe they implemented also like 100 ammo for the, or 120 ammo for the Glock. But here, oh yeah, it's already here. I believe it was in the beta, yeah. When I bought the Glock and the ammo for it, I could only get 100. But when I bought the MP5, I got 120 at max. But it's very interesting when in the HUD and on the ground, the M4 has a scope, if you can see that. It's got a scope. And this was already in the, maybe the early beta versions, I really don't know. Unless Minley edited the early versions of Half-Life before the SDK got released with an M4 that actually had a scope. But later on, it didn't replace this model right here, which still had the scope with the actual M4. There isn't Italy mixed with Rialto. Glock was basically the same. Also, if you crouch, yeah, this time it could be better for the pistols, but also like it was applied to all the weapons. But if you crouch with the pistols, essentially, you could just see the crosshair just go even more to the even more accurate. I mean. This was pretty good for the Glock, at least. It's only big map and the private server is not a competitive, yeah. Yeah, sadly, if it really wasn't competitive, and it's really been 2 years I've been playing competitive in CSGO, but if it was, it would be like in the reserves group, if I remember the name right, because that's where all the hostage maps are. Even I believe Militia was also one. Then Assault. Well, no, Assault wasn't one, but Office was also one. I don't know if I can wallbang the hostages here. Gotta test that. I cannot. It's a brick wall. Oh, I can! Never mind. I was wrong. At this time, if you injure a hostage, you do lose money, yeah.
Let's go. Let's get the hell out of here.
Get me out of here. I like the pathfinding of the hostages. If I jump out the window and be here, I believe they should follow me. Nope, they're actually not. What the hell? I think it was in condition 0 then, where their pathfinding was actually much better. You can blow up the jukebox. Can I? Shut up! God damn classical music. Oh, but in any case, yeah. The hostages, I believe, were essentially the same on the hostage situation maps. But, like, I believe they were all replaced with either scientists or G-men. Yeah, basically the models of scientists and G-man. That's about it. That's all that got changed.
The hostage has been rescued.
Alright, but in any case, let's see. Shotguns, I already tested DXM, but M3 also was very good. Fairly accurate, to say the least, and it didn't even get, like, altered with the movements. Maybe a little bit, but not much. But the P90, I want to see this. It does read 5.7. You probably cannot see it, but it does read 5.7. You might see the due numbers there. But it's very strange that they just marked it using 338 Lapuas instead of, like, 5.7s. And I said Lapuas, even though I'm a Finn myself, I should say Lapua. Correct pronunciation. But that's pretty much it for 1.5. Like, I have the 1.5 version which doesn't even have, well, it does have Dust 2, as I already showed it, but it doesn't have all the maps that got released in 1.6, and even later in maybe Condition 0 or Source. Naturally. But I guess we're gonna move on to the 1.6 version then. The Steam version itself. Done. Done. Yes, I know. We're gonna quit, thank you very much. That was the retail version of Half-Life. But let's see. Steam. Oh, what did Steam close? Oh, it didn't. I see. I don't know what happened. But here it is, CS 1.6. And this is on a different resolution this time, I believe. But I'm going to play with bots at first. Because this system, I don't know where it actually came from, but it's as a mod here in 1.6 for me. I'm going to play a new game first. Maybe on... I've got some other maps as well than just the official maps 1.6 provided, but... Dust 2? Oh, Mirage. Mirage is interesting, though, yeah. Mirage, I think, later on in Counter-Strike Source was just named as CPL Strike. Designed for the, I think it was Challenger Pro League, yeah. Something like that. Oh, no, Cyber, what am I talking about? The Cyber Athlete Pro League, yeah, I don't know. But, in any case, let's see, Nuke. Oh, yeah, Nuke, as it got released again. Or 1.6, I believe. I forgot to say there are a lot of fake servers on CF1, but yeah, I know. I have chosen one server which is not, like, doesn't have any downloads, doesn't have any, like, viruses in general. If it just doesn't have any downloads, you might immediately already know that it just doesn't have anything else either. But let's see, bot underscore quota. And we're going to add 9 bots. So this might take a while, but on Nuke, like, well, basically on any map, it just starts downloading the path and like the path system for the bots. But it just like it goes to 2 frames per second when I do that. CS 1.6 is not good for this computer. But yeah, this is like the bot mod is called Z-Bot, but I believe this is not the original bot system for I don't know any CS version, but it does have the original like chatters. It does have like the original AI, at least from CS Condition Zero. But otherwise, I can even alter the difficulty. By the way, I can do that. Bot underscore difficulty. Well, actually, let me reconnect first. Yeah, it does that. Yep. Used Podbot back in the day. All right, but this is Zbot, and it's not much different, to be honest. I mean, probably use the same thing. Yep, there we go. Bot difficulty. Let's put it at 3. I believe 3 was the highest.
Okay, let's go.
That's it. That's all we're gonna buy. Just ammo. And they're gonna communicate through the actual voice chat, I guess. Although they're just like spamming sounds and stuff like that. But, or not spamming them, but like constantly doing the sounds. I'm gonna just...
Clear.
Roger that. It's funny because they do respond to your commands even. I mean, yeah, this could be like a different version of the all the bots, but yeah. Later on, all these sound files, at least most of these. There we go.
3 left. Nice one, sir. I hear something.
Lagging on the bomb. Don't shoot at me. You dumbasses. You didn't defuse the bomb. These sounds are pretty loud, goddammit. But yeah, in any case, they, of course, did respond to your messages. Oh, I forgot about the riot shield, of course. Now you have that, of course. But also, like, for CTs, there's the FAMAS, and for terrorists, there's the Galil. And I think FAMAS was called Clarion 556. But I don't remember the Galil's alternative name for Counter-Strike. But the riot shield is interesting. It didn't actually get like much play in the
nice shot, sir. 3 left.
Popular servers, but the thing is, it was still there. It didn't even get removed in Condition Zero. It was actually added to the bots. And they actually do use it very well. But it got removed in CS Source, sadly. I believe not many people were using it.
2 to go. 1 left. I'm with you. I got your back.
I got your back.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can also hurt the teammates, but the thing is, I've got no friendly fire on, but they still do whine about like, hey, I'm on your team, goddammit. All right, come here.
Ouch!
Ouch!
Ah! What are you doing?
Knifing
Ow,
you.
it's me. Ow!
You're not
I'm
taking
on
any
your side.
damage. Stop whining. Stop whining. We're in Arnold Schwarzenegger's kindergarten cop here this time.
Oh boy. Nice shot.
It's been a real while with CSGO, at least. Not so long with CS Source. I've just recently played CS Source again on the Finnish servers.
I hear something. I see the bomber.
On my way.
But this is still different, to say the least. All CS games, even the versions are different.
There's 1 left.
Oh, that's you.
Bomber's down.
Hey! But yeah, I could actually buy the shield. I think it's in equipment. Yep, tactical shield. It costs 2,200. All right, here we go. Deagle with it. What are you doing? Here we go. This is the actual like knife that was, of course, later just modeled 1.6. But what you could do with the knife and the shield is basically nothing. You could just shield yourself. You were moving a little slower. That's basically it. When you saw an enemy, I don't know, they were off just... They were better off not shooting at you. Unless you were just facing the other way, naturally. But you had to be quick with the unequipment of the shield.
2 enemies left.
Just like that. One on the roof? No? Where are the enemies? I killed 2 Phoenix connection guys. They were pieces of shit. Come on. Oh, here you go. Lester. How can I possibly miss that? Oh well, the rage begins, by the way, the rage begins. Because, god damn it, CS can be some frustrating hell sometimes. While there are spray buttons on some weapons, there aren't. Maybe not for the pistols. Well, there could be, but I really haven't figured them out on this game. Yeah, this is going to be a staring contest right here. Yeah, until somebody just fires. Oh yeah, I could buy the FAMAS actually. There we go. I just lost a whole lot of money because I bought the M4 as well. But the FAMAS, I think it shoots a little bit slower than the M4, but it has the burst fire option, which is super accurate in source. I don't know about this game though, but it's super accurate in source.
He's got the bomb.
Hang on, I'm coming.
It's not too accurate here.
Got me pinned down here.
It's pretty inaccurate. Don't use the
bomb.
burst fire
On my
here.
way.
Use it on source. Don't use it here. Alright, let's see. That's the Galil. And the bots are kind of programmed to fire only at... Yeah. 480 rounds per minute. Or 8 rounds per second. So, even the Galil and the AK are slower with the bots, so they're only firing like... Not like... all over the walls. Can you plant the bomb now? Thank you very much. I feel like our team's gonna lose. Where's our team? Yuri is still alive. Be one with Yuri. He's gonna kill everyone with shotgun. Here comes the M3. Oof. I feel like I'm gonna experience a whole lot of that in Condition Zero alone, because that has the single player campaign with the bots. And that was a little bit frustrating to me. But yeah, that's about it actually. They completely like, well, didn't overhaul the, well actually they did with this buying UI. They like, of course, renamed all the weapons, apart from M4A1 I guess.
Ah!
Ah! Krieg, or like the SG 550 is just now a Krieg 550 Commando Magnum sniper rifle. I like that.
Hang on, I'm coming.
But that's about it. Check them videos before you get another game. I guess I should check one. I'm gonna check one. Just like a little. It's much faster than what the bots actually shoot with. It's that fast.
I hear something.
Perkele, vittu saatana. Irving Goodman should just shoot everybody inside. Shoot him!
There's one left.
I want to see my reactions without getting games, so we're waiting. Or one of those Counter-Strike servers. Like Counter-Strike COD servers. I'm probably not going to play the mod, but I at least want to see it. Alright, Harvey. And Yuri with auto sniper this time. Very good weapon against terrorists. Especially the one that you did not see at the very corner. You should watch yourself. You are going to lose. Maybe he isn't, I don't know. What was the terrorist? What was he doing? He heard Yuri all the time, but I don't know. I don't put the difficulty maybe up one. Deagle naturally, and then I don't know, SMG. KM submachine gun. That's what it is. Yeah, let's see. So they just also, yeah, I don't know. They didn't even like specify a even a longer name anymore because the name was completely replaced. So the
He's got the
MP9
package.
or the sorry, the
Oh, no.
TMP got
Yikes.
replaced with Schmidt machine pistol. Machine pistolen.
Drop the bomb.
Still essentially the same. Wow, nice headshot.
He's got the bomb.
But yeah, the bot shatter is fine right now with the CTs, but if you're in the terrorist side, the bots are constantly just saying like, I'm gonna go plant, I'm planting, I'm gonna go plant the bomb. Roger that, I'm gonna go plant the bomb, I'm planting. Like, the whole, maybe 30 seconds, you'll hear that all the time. I'm planting the bomb, roger that, roger. And I think I can actually show that right now, well, although, yeah, I don't know. Should I? Maybe I should watch that one video. I'm actually gonna find it right now. I'm gonna watch the first one, I guess. If it has some dubstep music, I might actually just put the volume a little down at least, but other than that, let's see it. Yep, exactly. It has a dubstep intro. I knew it would. Caught in Modern Warfare 4. So you have your basic M4. Wow, what bunny hops. Gawk. What? So did you cannot like I was only thinking when you said Call of Duty, I was thinking several things. For instance, the ADS or like aiming down sights, but apparently you cannot do that. But I guess the sprays and everything are fixed. I mean, changed. It was best that those servers with instant kills and jetpacks didn't even use zoom. Was like aiming bans for it. What the hell? Why? Look at this bunny hopping at least. Much better than you did in the beta version of Counter-Strike. In fact, I think this uses the server, at least, uses the same kind of bunny hopping thing as Team Fortress Classic's Evil servers do use. If you press and hold space on those servers, it just keeps on bunny hopping. But if you have a high ping, they might be like a little bit delayed and buggy. So you better have like one hell of a ping for that. What is that knife he's using? You see up there is class and items. What is he now? Assassin. Oh, so that's what he's using. He's an assassin. So I reckon he was invisible there. I don't know. Might have been. He's got 255 health and 200 wow, 45 armor. Is he constantly invisible? Or is there like a timer to that? Because if he's constantly invisible, how is that fair? Instant knife. Ah, so if he uses the knife, I believe he's invisible. Oh, I see. Well, what the hell? Let's do this. You can also see a shadow. Oh, yeah, I see. Well. Does have one hell of a movement, to say the least, and for a team that just started, and 15 seconds haven't even passed, he's attacking the first freaking enemy here. But look at Skull on the freaking kill feed, just killed 5 people. This is when oh, I see. Well, it wasn't too hard now, was it? When it was actually, when he actually had the freedom of, like, moving around. It wasn't too hard, I can tell, to learn the movement specifics in Quake. Or the aim. But the aim that I have basically has come from Counter-Strike, to say the least, so yeah, I can barely tell. Yours has as well. Oh no, he died. How horrible. But that's about it. I'm just gonna not watch the whole thing. Let's do this. I'm gonna go back to the game, and this time... I don't know if there was probably nothing else in the wiki that I could actually read on, but to find servers, there's a lot, especially surf servers, but I found this to be like very good. Insane Gaming Old School. It has no downloads as far as I know. If it does have some downloads, it's basically like, yeah, nothing. Join game. I'm gonna join the terrorists. If there's gonna be players, I'm gonna mute them at least. Sadly, you just have to go through the list like this, so you just have to click all the time. You cannot even mute everybody. Unless you can, well, you can do maybe, I believe, voice. Enable 0.
20 seconds until explosion.
So even though I speak like this, then nobody will hear that, I believe. Better call servers. I mean, that's, I don't know. Those are only server modifications as far as I know. I mean, well, they're still mods, but I don't know. Editing a game this old, especially like this old looking on a server with better skins, I don't know if it just suits at all. I mean, there are even servers edited with CSGO skins, and I'm like, ugh, why? Like, it's not even their original models, but it's like, bleh. It's completely like the CSGO weapon. Look at me, I'm screwed. I suck at this game. I have a bomb. But this is good old Dust 2. Everybody knows the map. There we go. Only got 1 kill. I will plant the bomb on A. Your teammate will, but well, I have the bomb. I guess I'm their teammate. That's what it means. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, it's gonna be grenades and everything on the side. I'm gonna buy any grenades myself.
Sector clear.
Sotabi is connected from Finland. Damn. Nice to see some Finnish players as well. So I'm gonna play for a while here, and it's gonna have a lot of fun. As 1.6 players used to have in 2003. 2002. 1.6 was, I don't know, 2003. That was it. Dankeschön. Alright, so I'm here, and I gotta reload. But also grenades. I mean, people have already bought, like, oh, I took the AWP, actually. People have already bound, like, some buttons and everything when, sorry, like, what to buy. Widescreen. No! Oh, sorry, Team Slayer. Bongo Bongo connected to the Russian Federation.
Enemy spotted.
We cannot see third person, so that will be only first. So let's see. Auto. I mean, people also like used to what numbers for their binds and everything. So there we go. Nobody's gonna hold me. Also, sprays are available here. I'm gonna. Was it Ardicals? 0. Because I don't want to see any sprays like that. I don't know. It didn't even get hidden. So. Nice, he planted a bomb over there. But as far as the competitive scene goes with Counter-Strike, it's just like, I don't know, it was of course much more popular than just Half-Life itself and deathmatch and everything, although Half-Life itself did get, like, or it did have a competitive scene and it did get tournaments, but there's no, like, other Gold Source mod or even game as popular as CS. And the thing is, that's how Cyber Elite Pro League got its like continued development and everything with the tournaments and stuff like that. So, I mean, CPA was already a thing with Quake 2, I believe, but yeah, Counter-Strike was going to be a big hit in Cyber Elite Pro League, as well as HLTV and everything like that. It just might be like, and it's still pretty much alive today with like not only this version but also CS:GO still pretty much very active. It has had one hell of a history. T-Slayer just banked 3 of us. You're in your freaking pharmacy. But yeah, as far as like FPS history goes, I mean, there has been like Quake 3 with its tournaments and everything, but still Counter-Strike over the years is very impressive in the history. Go in CS:GO competitive, you have fun and maybe we party up some game. Yep, thank you very much. I won't be including CS:GO, I'm gonna say that, but I will include a Counter-Strike Source. If you have Counter-Strike Source, we could play together. Not a bad idea. I will just like determine the server later on when I do that episode, but it won't be long actually. I will do Condition 0 right after this episode, so there's that. But Counter-Strike was like so big that it ended up just being the standard version for tournaments, because like even when Counter-Strike Source released, professionals weren't too like interested in that, because it just like altered the game too much. I think that's what than to still stay in 1.6. But however, the fans and everything of no, sorry, not 1.6, but Source, CS Source, or even 1.6, yeah, got very interested on the new tech demo for the next generation engine. That they even got their own clans and everything, and just did tournaments for themselves, basically community tournaments. It was very impressive with 1.6 though, how it just like was everybody's favorite, even in the pro scene, because CS Source, nope, didn't get to the pro scene at all because of a physics alter and everything, I guess. But I will talk about Source later, but that will be one thing. I guess they just like didn't like Source because it was pretty much still a tech demo for the Source engine, so that's why. Alright, but okay. Why no plant? I do not know. This is what everybody does too. Wall bangs through this wall right here. I don't have any grenades. I think I gotta penetrate that with a Glock, though. Alright. Let's storm the front then. Let's go to A. I like the spray paint of that. Still got the palm planted. Pong.
30 seconds until explosion.
But like, yeah, until, let's see, 2011 or maybe 2012. Yeah, 2012 when CSGO got released. Until then, yeah. People just consider like CS 1.6 the very standard for competitive play. But it was like 12 years. 12 years. That people just like stayed on the same game, and people were still like pretty much watching also, but like at the same time, what was competing with Counter-Strike as far as competitive esports FPS went was Quake 3, or there's many, Quake 4 even, Doom 3 a little bit, although maybe with the community tournament more, but there weren't too many, like, direct competitors with, like, FPS, I guess. Unreal Tournament was also one, yeah. I have to mention that. That's about it, actually. Like, all the competitors of CS 1.6 were the first Counter-Strike ever had during its competitive scene. But it's very impressive where they just went with that. And when CSGO got released, they really just like Minley and just Cliff both when they even still developed that game. I don't know if they still are developing it, but when they developed it, they still like, of course, wanted to like get the professionals' attention as well and everything. Damn it! Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. What? Bad for what? Not planting the bomb or what? I don't know what that was. Warning, you have been warned for what? I guess, yeah, without the bomb, I guess, but... Why did I get banned? Almost. Did I disobey a direct order or something like that from the admin or something like that? Oh, I see. B. The flashbang was something else in the game. So even if you looked away, you still got like some... You still got some flashbang effect. How could I actually ask? Like, sorry if I don't know, should have not been included there, it's fine. I probably didn't see the message. Yep. That's death right there. That's what it is. Maybe because I didn't say like where I was planting the bomb. But I believe I didn't even have the bomb then. I really can't remember. Because I saw the bomb on a much different place than where I actually died. I don't know, I didn't even drop it or anything like that, so... Strange. It is strange. But yeah, as far as like Dust 2, the most popular map in CS, as far as that goes, there weren't like much differences. I mean, it just really comes to the bomb sites as far as the differences between the versions go. But you could wallbang the B side from the tunnels, upper tunnel that is, and that's basically the major change. But when that got updated in Counter-Strike Source, you pretty much couldn't do anymore, and it just like forced every terrorist to attack from like both sides on B side. So there's that. But I want to see what Rec does here. Let's see. Ooh. It's one player remaining. I ran out of time. Let's see. Let's see.
3, 2, 1.
Time to choose.
This is a puzzler. Maybe Inferno. Oh, there we go. Inferno will be the next map. I'm kind of pleased. Yep, that it will be Inferno, because I'm actually, let's see. We already saw the beta 7.1 version of Inferno, but we didn't see it 1.5. I'm pretty sure it didn't change that much. Alright, we're Catachairs now. And I probably should test the, let's see. I basically have tested all the weapons already, but 5.7, it wasn't like we already had 20 in a clip, so that was very hard to test all. Basically at the power of the USB, I guess, or even the P228. But it, like, also had 20 ammo in a clip. I got one guy. One guy! But yeah, that's basically, I'm probably going to play this game, and then I'm going to leave it. And stop the stream there, because the thing is, I've got like a limited time. But I do want to see the map of Inferno a little bit, so of course I'm going to play this match then. Didn't buy an armor, but it's fine. Bought it in 4. I like that the apartments were just like this, nothing more. Maybe here, yeah. Maybe a critical here, but that's about it. Ah, why did I press escape? Bomb has been roger that.
30 seconds until explosion.
22 seconds. Oh no!
20 seconds until explosion.
I like that the server at least just says like how many seconds until the explosion, but yeah. Even in this version, I believe, yeah. It does fire 3 bullets. I'm very amazed by that. I only fired 2, like twice, but it still fires like 3, I believe. Oh no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't actually. I think that was fixed. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want it so fast after. Yeah, I believe I will hear it. Or say so many times in Counter-Strike Condition 0 at least, because of the freaking single-player campaign, but other than that, yeah. As far as like console releases go though, like just I was talking about Condition 0, Counter-Strike did get an Xbox version, but it never got like a PlayStation version. Just the thing is, they were trying to get a Half-Life 2 work on the Xbox, and they did a marvelous job doing that. It could be like nowhere near the PC version, obviously, but like it's amazing how Half-Life 2 actually just ran as it mostly was on the Xbox. All that was basically just like going down with all the settings, I guess, with the resolution and with the textures being a little blurrier. But like, yeah, Counter-Strike didn't get a console release apart from the Xbox, which was more like, I don't know, Counter-Strike Condition Zero style. But the fascinating thing about it is that it got the, what is it? It had the weapon wheel instead of the weapon selection menu. The weapon wheel itself later got released in CSGO. It was like basically an inspiration for CSGO then. Damn it! Why did I choose MP5? I don't know. Because I have no money, I guess. But in any case, yeah, after the Xbox release, all that got released on console from the Counter-Strike versions was CSGO on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That's pretty much it. And they were not too popular. They were console shooters, but they were Counter-Strikes. So, no. But that's basically it. Also, CSGO had its like own censored version in Germany, I believe, and some other countries, I guess. Mostly in Germany. Oh, almost got 2 kills. Damn it. 1 hit, seriously, on Bob. Bob, do something. But in any case, I don't know how long the whole round will take. But I'm gonna play a few rounds. Maybe throughout the whole round, I guess. I will play throughout the whole round. I think it won't take it longer than 20 minutes.
20 seconds until explosion.
Bet's tall. No. Bet's teal. I know this mechanic. This is already in Counter-Strike Source as well. Sunny. Why did I equip the burst fire mode? Bonkers. Utterly bonkers. I cannot equip like VIP or anything like that, no. Auto director. I don't know if that means like it follows the killer or something like that, but yeah, I don't know. It does it in any case, so I don't know.
Seconds until explosion.
Come on, be accurate with your deagle.
20 seconds until explosion.
You got an AWP. I didn't want to press that. And now I'm out of mana. Enemy spotted, of course. Oh wow, he got 3 kills. Focus.
30 seconds until explosion.
Otherwise, as far as 1.6 goes, there's nothing else to say about it. I mean, it got released fairly around the same time as Steam itself got released in 2003. And I don't know, some of the patches Steam offered back then, like, well, Steam wasn't like the most reliable thing ever there.
8, 7,
So even Counter-Strike got
6,
some, like,
5,
bugs and everything.
4, 3.
Well, not bugs, but clearly the patching didn't work, so... Steam wasn't like the most reliable thing ever. But more than that, as far as Valve goes, they, I don't know. they themselves didn't do like any tournaments, but like they were happy that Counter-Strike at least got one hell of recognition. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! But yeah, of course, like custom-made maps and everything got later released in the retail game. There's nothing else much to say. Like the thing is, there's been many different like game modes that even, like in addition to bomb defusal and hostage situation, and I don't know, surfing was one thing. Very popular. 1.6 and Source at least. Don't know much about CSGO servers or anything like that, but it does have the server browser as well, so I'm not sure about CSGO's like other game modes, but that's basically it. Then there's like, of course, some 2v2 or 1v1 maps, AWP maps, Deagle maps, exclusively. And that is amazing, like what kind of a community has developed. Oh, what is he doing? Nice. But yeah, that's basically all that has happened over the 20 years of its like retail development at least. Why am I camping there? Well, that's pretty much it from me, I guess. I'm gonna like maybe continue tomorrow with condition 0. No, actually, no. Tomorrow's the tournament day, yeah, of course. So tomorrow on Rocket Gem Zone, we have a sacrifice tournament. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. We already have, like, I don't know how many, like, full team signups, but we... Sorry about that. Last time we hosted sacrifice, it was, like, not going to be any professional at all. It was just, like, going to be, like, a loyalty event. We were just testing like different tournament modes. We were testing Sacrifice and CTF primarily, but it was going to be like huge. And of course, Team Table Flippers, who are the veterans of Sacrifice and Quake champions, they ended up just winning it. But otherwise, we'll see how the next Sacrifice tournament goes tomorrow. I will be casting it with Taka, I believe, unless he joins the tournament himself again. So we'll see about that. So otherwise, if he will join, I will be solo casting it, and I hope it will be one hell of an event. So otherwise, see you tomorrow on Rocket Gem Zone, not on my channel, but Rocket Gem Zone, and maybe on Saturday on my channel. Then I have the whole, I don't know, Condition 0 sorted out. Maybe on Sunday, if Condition 0 doesn't take a whole lot of time, I can do Counter-Strike Source. And then that will be it. Then we can finally do the Source games. So otherwise, I mean, this is just the plan. I'm not gonna like promise anything, but this is just the plan. So Saturday, Condition 0. Friday tomorrow is the Rocket Jump tournament, but Sunday I'm planning to do Source if Condition 0 doesn't take too long. But if it does, then Condition 0 will be on Sunday as well. And yeah, I don't know when Source will be then. If Condition 0 ends up being like in 3 parts even. But otherwise, it will be bon voyage, and best of luck to your future endeavors. See you tomorrow on Rocket Jump Zone. Goodbye for now.